At the end of October 2025, Russia officially approved a long-term strategic partnership with Venezuela. The document was signed by President Vladimir Putin on October 27th, as reported by the Russian agency Interfax. For Moscow, this is not just another cooperation deal. It's a political message, a signal that Russia is expanding its reach far beyond Europe and Asia into the heart of Latin America. The new agreement covers almost every area you can imagine: politics, economy, energy, transportation, communication, security, and counterterrorism. The head of the Russian parliament, Vyacheslav Volodin, said this deal represents a new level of relations between Russia and Venezuela. It means that the two countries are no longer just trade partners. They are strategic allies for the next 10 years with an automatic 5-year extension possible. In a world that's becoming more divided every year, this move carries deep meaning. Russia wants to build a strong presence in South America, a region that for decades has been known as America's backyard. And Venezuela, rich in oil and proudly anti-Western, is the perfect partner for this plan. According to Airspace Review, the partnership focuses on several main areas. The first one is energy. Russia and Venezuela agreed to work together on oil and gas exploration and production through joint companies. Moscow will also help modernize Venezuela's power plants, which have suffered for years under sanctions and lack of investment. Russia's role is not only that of an investor, but also a political protector. Venezuela has been under heavy sanctions from the United States and the European Union for years. Now, with Moscow by its side, Caracas gains a new diplomatic shield against Western pressure. Both countries have also repeated their rejection of unilateral sanctions, saying that such measures violate international law and the UN Charter. This common stance strengthens their image as part of the global anti-sanctions bloc. In politics and diplomacy, the agreement opens the door to deeper coordination between Moscow and Venezuela. They plan to hold regular consultations in international organizations like the United Nations, and to make their diplomatic dialogues more structured and systematic. In simple terms, Venezuela will speak for Russia in Latin America, while Russia acts as Venezuela's protector on the global stage. The most sensitive part of this deal, however, lies in the field of defense and security. The ratified document says both countries will strengthen their technical military cooperation to improve their defense capabilities. In practice, that could mean a stronger Russian military presence in a region very close to the United States. Analysts from Defense News believe Moscow may even plan to build a logistics base or training facility on Venezuelan soil. It wouldn't be the first time something like this happened. In past years, Russian Tu-160 Blackjack bombers landed in Venezuela for joint exercises, a move that already made Washington nervous. Now, with a formal treaty in place, such cooperation would have a legal foundation. For Russia, this means expanding its military reach to the Western Hemisphere. For Venezuela, it means political protection and access to defense technologies that have long been restricted due to Western embargoes. According to Jane's Defense Weekly, the cooperation may include troop training, supply of spare parts, and new maintenance centers for aircraft and radar systems. Russia has already sold Su-30 Mk-2 fighter jets, Mi-17 helicopters, and S-300VM air defense systems to Venezuela. With the new deal, those systems can now be upgraded and modernized. Beyond defense, this partnership has a clear geopolitical purpose. Russia is openly challenging U.S. influence in the Western Hemisphere. It's part of Russia's larger plan to build a global network of allies as a counterbalance to the West. Venezuela, with its anti-Washington stance, is the natural foothold for that effort. For President Maduro, this agreement is a symbolic victory. After years of political and economic isolation, Caracas now has the support of a global power. During his visit to Moscow in May 2025, Maduro called Putin a true partner who never bows to pressure. That might sound political, but it shows one thing: Venezuela is back on the world stage, even if it's on the side opposed to the West. Not everyone, however, views this move positively. Experts quoted by The Guardian warn that such alliances could widen global polarization. While the West strengthens NATO and its allies, Russia is building its own network across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The result could be a return to a two-bloc world, something humanity has tried to move away from since the Cold War. Meanwhile, the economic impact of this deal is already visible. Russian companies like Rosneft and Gazprom have sent delegations to Caracas to discuss new oil projects. Several refineries are set to be modernized with Russian technology. According to Reuters, these efforts may help raise Venezuela's oil output, which had dropped from 3 million barrels a day to below 1 million because of sanctions. Beyond oil, both countries are also focusing on communication and transportation. They plan to develop new satellite systems and digital networks to improve Venezuela's infrastructure. Russia is also expected to help modernize strategic ports and airports, which could serve both civilian and military purposes. All of this proves that the Russia-Venezuela partnership is not just symbolic diplomacy. It's a real long-term project aimed at creating new influence in a region that used to be dominated by only one superpower. For the Kremlin, it's like planting a political flag in the backyard of its oldest rival. Many analysts also see this as Moscow's answer to NATO's eastward expansion. The message is clear. If the West can move east, Russia can move west, right across the Caribbean. Today's global competition is no longer about open wars. It's about who can build the widest network of influence. In the end, this agreement reflects a new global reality. New alliances are forming outside traditional structures, and the lines between economics, politics, and the military are getting blurred. The world is changing fast, and not everyone is ready for it. Over the next decade, this partnership will face a big test. Can a new power truly grow under sanctions and global pressure? Or will it become just another short chapter in the long story of resistance against the West? One thing is certain. Geography no longer limits politics. What matters now is who dares to move closer first.